Child, I knew the day would come when many servers would crash because of all this Diddy madness. And it's that time, guys. Jay-Z has been named in a lawsuit against Diddy for forcing himself on a 13-year-old, allegedly. And the internet has gone nuts. Did he do it? Has he done the same thing to several others? Is this why he was distancing himself from his bestie? And who's the female celebrity who watched, not mentioned in the lawsuit? Mary J. Blige? I sure hope y'all are seated, because y'all have been asking for those receipts on Jay-Z, and honey, they are here. And people are bringing everything up from Foxy Brown to Aaliyah to his friendship with R. Kelly to Rihanna to how he allegedly had to stop Beyonce from talking too much before she exposed when they actually met and started being intimate.
Right into how did two of the biggest names in music even meet?
Well, we met a long time ago. Award shows, a lot of different performances.
And at what point did the conversation come, hey, do you want to do some music?
You know how people, you see each other and you respect each other's music. You know, it's always that conversation, yo, we got to do something. You know that.
Right.
The time filler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When that time filler turns into something real, then it's...
Baby, it's a lot. And reportedly, Beyonce and Blue are down bad, especially since Blue is about to start Mufasa Press and Bey is already rehearsing for the halftime show. You know what? Let's just get right into the lawsuit that has got Jay-Z not just trending, but threatening the lawyer as well. Now, this lawsuit was originally filed in October in the Southern District of New York, listing Diddy as a defendant, but it was recently refiled to include Jay-Z. Remember when Tony Busby said that he was representing 120 accusers who filed civil lawsuits across multiple states? He said that he has had cases from 60 men and 60 women, and 25 were not of age at the time of the alleged crimes, with the youngest being a 9-year-old boy who claimed his incident happened during an audition at Bad Boy Records. Tony also said that in several cases, many of these people alleged that they were horse tranquilizer, and that many of the incidents occurred at Diddy's infamous parties. Tony also claimed that more than 3,280 individuals contacted his firm, and he was representing 120 of those, some who had spoken to the FBI. At the time, Tony also said that high-profile celebrities were reportedly trying to discreetly settle before their names publicly came out, and guys were already suspecting that Jay was one of them.
He said that
a lot of people allowed it to go on, said nothing, didn't intervene, maybe benefited from it, profited from it. All of these individuals and entities, in my view, have exposure here.
Well, when Tony filed several lawsuits in recent months, he withheld their complainants' names. And this is actually the first suit in which he has named another high-profile defendant. And I'm talking about Jay-Z. The woman identified in the lawsuit only as Jane Doe said her incident happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards afterparty. According to the lawsuit, Jane Doe was dropped off at the VMAs at Radio City Music Hall by a friend, and she did not have a ticket, so she approached various limousine drivers to try to gain access to the show or afterparty. One driver allegedly told her that he worked for Diddy, and he also allegedly told her that she fit what Diddy was looking for. The driver then later picked her up, and after 20 minutes, she was dropped off at a White House with a U-shaped driveway. The girl was then made to sign a document she believed to be a non-disclosure agreement, and she was told that she could not discuss what happened at the party, but did not receive a copy. After that, she was allegedly offered a drink that made her feel woozy, lightheaded, and she felt like she needed to lie down. She then said she walked down what appeared to be a hallway containing several rooms off it, and she entered what appeared to be an empty bedroom so she could rest. According to the lawsuit, this room contained only a large bed with no other furniture of any kind, nor a television or other furnishings. Shortly after, the lawsuit says that both P. Diddy and Jay-Z entered the room with P. Diddy telling her, "You are ready to party." That's when she alleges that Jay-Z removed her clothes, held her down, and proceeded to force himself on her while Diddy and an unnamed female celebrity watched. She then says that Diddy also forced himself on her as Jay and the woman looked on, and when she could eventually manage, she ran out. In the lawsuit, Jane Doe says that although there were other guests still at the party, no one appeared to take notice of her distress or attempt to help her after what happened. She just ran to the nearest petrol station where she called her father. She also says that she fell into a deep depression, which continues to affect every facet of her life, and suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder and a seizure disorder caused by stress and trauma. In addition, she said that she has had difficulty maintaining normal relationships and lives largely withdrawn from society. I mean, damn, these allegations are just insane. And the reason why this is breaking the internet is because this is actually the first time Jay has formally been mentioned. Like, we are not just talking about speculations here. And baby, court documents also accuse Jay-Z of being present during many such instances, with the filing saying, "Mr. Combs believes he is above the law. He is not. His close friend Sean Carter has been with Combs during many such instances described herein. Both perpetrators must face justice." The suit also accuses Jay-Z of orchestrating a conspiracy of and intimidation against plaintiffs' lawyers, their families, employees, and former associates in an attempt to silence plaintiff from naming Jay-Z. Well, guess what? Jay-Z also denied that such an incident happened, and he wrote in his statement addressing the allegation, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime should be locked away. Would you not agree? My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence." In addition, he also criticized the lawyer Tony Busby, who filed the suit, saying, "My heart and support goes out to true affected people in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit." What he had calculated was that the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake psychics will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. Honey, let's just say that Tony Busby is also not backing down because he responded to Jay-Z's statement in a post on X, sharing in part, "Mr. Carter previously denied being the one who sued me and my firm. He filed his frivolous case under a pseudonym. What he fails to say in his recent statement is my firm sent his lawyer a demand letter and never demanded a penny from him. Since I sent the letter on her behalf, Mr. Carter has not only sued me, but he has tried to harass and this plaintiff. His conduct has had the opposite impact. She is emboldened. I'm very proud of her resolve." He added that he and his client will let the filing speak for itself and will litigate the facts in court, not in the media. Y'all, it's been crazy, but could this actually signify the beginning of what is to come for Jay-Z? Of course, y'all know that this is not the first time the Carters have responded to allegations linking them to Diddy. Not so long ago, Beyonce and Jay-Z responded to people continuously linking them to Diddy, and a source spilled on this and said, Jay-Z has ordered his lawyers to go after anyone trying to lump him in with P. Diddy with false accusations. That's why he threatened to sue Piers Morgan for giving a platform to someone spreading those baseless claims. He's not going to let it slide. Beyonce is behind him 100% and trusts him completely. She has been very quick to say that they will take on the BS together, and he couldn't be more grateful. In addition, they also responded when Jaguar Wright called out Diddy, urging him to start snitching and talk about what he knows regarding Kathy White's death. She actually implied that there may have been some cover-up by Diddy to protect Jay-Z's marriage to Beyonce at the time, saying, "You and Jay-Z down in Vegas in town with Claudia, why don't you just talk about Kathy?" Around the same time is also when Jaguar was interviewed by Piers Morgan and basically said that Jay-Z is worse than Diddy.
Victims potentially, do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. And everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting AirTag on children during visits. These are normal practices that these people do.
Now, after the interview, Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyer, Alex Spiro, first responded to the allegations Jaguar made by saying there's rumors and then there's nonsense. And what Jag said is one step further, a formal and pointed accusation of something. According to Alex, this is why he gave Pierce a legal ultimatum, asking that the interview be taken down to remove the false accusation that was demonstrably false. The attorney also spoke about why their legal team escalated their response to Pierce the way they did, saying, "What changed in my mind is that somebody on a so-called journalistic platform exploited that kind of random rumor mill and lifted it up. And by doing that, they not only caused harm, but they are also drowning out the voices of real affected people. That was too much for me." Then while defending his clients, Alex also implied that while his clients have not spoken out amid Diddy's case, their response to Pierce's claims was its own kind of response. He said, "As to the Carters, I can tell you when they put their foot down on something, as they did here, they are sending a message. And if they can't stand up and say right from wrong, then who can? I have always believed the truth will come out in in courtrooms. And I believe the truth will come out here. You know, they actually forced Pierce to apologize, and in the apology, he detailed that the Carters, by the way of their attorney, were considering legal action if he didn't remove Jaguar's claims from the interview. Who knows? Maybe he was intimidated, just like Tony Busby has said has happened to him since he sent a letter to Jay-Z's legal team asking them to respond to their initial lawsuit. Well, with Jay-Z responding again, people are saying that the message he posted after being mentioned in the lawsuit was condescending, narcissistic, and he used gaslight rhetoric, and he never once said he didn't do it. On the other hand, there are also those who are saying that they don't necessarily believe this particular allegation against Jay-Z, but his ties to Diddy raise a lot of concerning questions. And it's hard to believe that he didn't have knowledge of what Diddy was doing. And child, when it comes to Beyonce, there had already been rumors that she was divorcing Jay because she knew this was coming.
Part of the reason why they already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed. And it's only so much of these stories that Jay-Z can, he can pay off or he can block. He won't be able to stop this. And she knows it, and he knows it too. As far as who's gonna be the breakout victim / story, I don't know. Yeah, I might have to ask Jason Lee. I don't know. But I'm just letting you know that once that comes out and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're gonna see Beyonce divorce him. Okay, and she may or may not do an interview, but you're gonna their publicist is gonna release something. She's gonna say, oh, the Carters have been separated for some time, they built this beautiful life, blah 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 blah. Now, before all this happens, we may get another tour, we may get another album out of both of them. I don't know, because at the end of the day, they about their money first. They're gonna do what's best for business first. As far as Beyonce is concerned, do she love him? I mean, he's really all that she knows.
And y'all remember how it was reported a while back that Jay-Z had already met with a divorce lawyer? And Blue Ivy is about to start her press for Mufasa movie, so this entire case is going to be really heavy for that girl. Also, there are some people who are alleging that there is no way Beyonce didn't know any of this about Jay because they have been together for so long. So she is being labeled as guilty by association. I don't know, guys. I mean, Diddy said he was innocent too. Then the video came out of him. So only time will tell with Jay-Z. But meanwhile, I am dying to know your thoughts. Do you believe Jane Doe? Do you think this is the first of many similar lawsuits to come? Sound off in the comments section below.